Good evening. I'm going to invite everyone to get comfortable, take your seats. We'll take 60 seconds before we officially begin. If you would please silence any devices that you may be using for photography. Good evening, and I would like to welcome each and every one of you to Grey Academy of Jewish Education's 2018 graduation ceremony. The housekeeping items, please take photos. We do have a photographer here. Thank you to Keith Levitt, who is also celebrating, who actually confirmed he does like to be behind the camera and is happy to do so. So we have lots of people taking pictures. I would also like to welcome anybody who is listening and watching live stream, these lovely cameras. And at the back, we have people listening, I know from Toronto. We have an auntie in Toronto for sure. And potentially, is there anybody who has someone outside of North America watching or listening in? Just raise your hand. Fabulous. So welcome to the world. Welcome to Winnipeg. It's an exciting place to be these days. And welcome to our very special evening. It really is an honor. My name is Lori Binder, as I mentioned, the head of school, and I want to thank Mrs. White, our high school principal, for giving me the honor to stand up here to lead this very special evening, to honor our grade 12 students, to honor our parents and our families, and of course, our community. And I know together, over the next 2 hours or so, we are going to celebrate some very important people. I would like to officially welcome the class of 2018 to their graduation convocation. Welcome, graduating class of 2018. I want to take a moment to address each of you and welcome to this very, very special moment. As all of you are looking out there in the audience and also virtually, I know that we have your parents, your family members, we have future graduates, alumni, your teachers, community members who are here to celebrate your journey and to celebrate the next stage of going off into the future. So I want to welcome you to your graduation. To begin this evening, I invite Sydney Newman and Dana Siegel to lead us in our anthems as well as opening prayers. Please rise. Please be seated.
Our God and God of our fathers and mothers, we are the threshold of a new period, at the threshold of a new period in our lives. Direct us towards goodness and blessing, towards gladness and joy, towards livelihood and sustenance, towards liberation and challenge, towards patience and consolation. Direct us to find the humanity within us. Give us the capability to support ourselves, our families, and our friends, and to serve our community in dignity. Show us ways to tikkun olam. Direct us towards life and peace, that we may be aware of our shortcomings. Give us strength to struggle with our aspirations. Teach us how to forgive ourselves and others. Our God, you have taught us to be aware of the changes in time. Let us regard this moment as an opportunity to evaluate our lives. May this period come to us and your entire people Israel for goodness and for blessing. And let us say, Amen.
Amen.
אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, אנחנו עומדים על סף תקופה חדשה בחיינו. תנחנו לטובה ולברכה, לששון ולשמחה, לפרסנה ולקללה, לישועה ולאתגר, לאיפוק ולנחמה. תנחנו למצוא את האנושיות שבנו. תן לנו את היכולות לחזק את עצמנו, משפחותינו וחברותינו. ולשרת את קהילותינו בכבוד. תראה לנו דרכים לתיקון עולם. תנחנו לחיים ולשלום. שניכר חסרותינו, תן לנו כוח להתמודד עם שאיפותינו. תלמדנו כיצד לסלוח לאמותינו ולאחרים. אלוהינו, אתה לימדת אותנו להכיר את חילופי הזמן. תן לנו להכיר בעמדה הזה כשעת כושר להריח את חיינו. תבוא לתקופה הזאת אלינו ועל כל עמך בישראל לטובה ולברכה ונאמור. אמן.
Amen. Thank you, Sydney, and thank you, Dana. Toda lachem. Amazing Hebrew. In Judaism, we sanctify occasions in many ways, with prayers. On Shabbat, we do so with challah and kiddush. And we also have a tradition at our graduations to recite words of Torah. And I would like to invite up Ruth Ashrafi, our Judaic Studies advisor, to bring a Dvar Torah to start our graduation.
Hi. You all know the joke. If there are two Jews, there are at least 3 opinions. Therefore, it will come as no surprise that the Torah doesn't have just one story about the creation of human beings, but 2. In Bereshit, chapter 1, the creation of the world is a well-orchestrated event. God, like an artist, creates men. God creates men in his own image. He creates men and women together, and they are told to fill the earth and subdue it. Turn the page, and in chapter 2, there is a completely different account. God, like a potter working with clay, fashions men from dust of the ground. Adam is created first, Chava comes later, and Adam is told to work hard and preserve the earth. So, in Genesis 1, Bereshit 1, God creates men thus like an artist. In Bereshit 2, God lumps men together like a potter. In Bereshit 1, we are created in the image of God. In Bereshit 2, we are dust from the earth. In Bereshit 1, we are told to fill the earth and subdue it. And in Bereshit 2, we are told to work hard and preserve the earth. So, we are humans, and we are majestic beings, or we are very human. We are full of potential, and we have limitations. We are created in God's image, and we are dust from the ground. You see, the Torah is a very Jewish book. We read one thing in one chapter and a completely thing in another one. This duality presents us with a choice. We can set our sights in either direction, either as low as the Adama, the earth, focusing exclusively on our physical needs and pleasures, making us little different from the other mammals who are also preoccupied with their pleasure and survival. Or we can set our sight on heaven and try to discover the Demut, the image of God as reflected in each one of us. It is that which provides us with our potential for kindness and sympathy, nobleness, creativity, and sensitivity to others' needs. How do we handle this duality, this struggle of being pulled into 2 directions? In his book, The Road to Character, David Brooks translates these 2 focus points, focus on survival, on Adama, and focus on the mood, on the image of God, in 2 sides of our being, which he calls Adam 1 and Adam 2. Adam 1 is concerned about resume virtues. Adam 2 is busy with eulogy virtues. Adam 1 wants to become a doctor, a lawyer, a teacher, etc. And as we all know, that takes years. Adam 2 wants to become a mensch. And yes, training our character also takes a great deal of time and effort. In his book, David Brooks shows that by paying attention to Adam 2, to our mensch part, our whole person integrates, and Adam 1, our career part, becomes even more successful. There is a story in the Talmud about a person who performs all the mitzvot, but who does not have good characteristics. He is arrogant and gets angry easily. The rabbis compare him to someone who wants to get into a treasure chamber. He has the set of keys of the inner chamber, but he does not have the set of keys to the outer chamber. Then how will he get in? The same is true for our lives. If we want to get to the treasure chamber, If we want to live a meaningful and successful life, we need two sets of keys. We need academic and professional success, and we should think and act as mentioned. At Gray, you all received excellent preparation for a successful academic and professional career. And we taught you solid Jewish values, to be mindful of others, to have empathy, to look out for each other, to know that it is not always about us, but to include others. I believe that this education with integrity is what sets you apart now and what will set you apart in the future. You know that it is not all about marks, but that life only becomes truly meaningful if you live it with integrity. Gray has given you both sets of keys. I wish each of you lots of mazel and bracha in finding the way to your treasure chamber. Mazel tov.
Thank you, Ruth. 38 years ago, the Winnipeg Board of Jewish Education was incorporated. The founding schools of Gray Academy, Ramah Hebrew School, Talmud Torah, Joseph Wellington Collegiate was run by one single board. And today, the Winnipeg Board of Jewish Education continues to serve our community to ensure Jewish day school education. So behind the scenes, mostly unbeknownst to our students, and for our parents, many of you know that we have volunteers who are ensuring not only today's Jewish education, but ensuring it over the next many, many decades. It is my pleasure to invite our board president, Sean Shore, to bring greetings to you and to our graduates. Sean is in his third year, serving at least 4, and we are grateful for his many, many hours of volunteering on behalf of all of our children.
Thanks, Lori. Good evening, and thank you to everyone attending tonight. I'm very pleased, very excited to be here to celebrate this achievement of all of our graduates, and also to bring greetings on behalf of the Winnipeg Board of Jewish Education. I have a number of people to thank tonight. I'm going to start with our partners in the community, the Jewish Federation of Winnipeg, the Jewish Foundation of Manitoba, and of course the Government of Manitoba. These are 3 of our biggest stakeholders in the school, and we are forever thankful for their ongoing support to the successful operation of what we do. Part of this thanks also goes, of course, to our teachers, to our administrative staff, to Lori and her team, all of which couldn't be done without them and without their, without their commitment to the school. So next, who's next? Well, of course, it's our parents. It's our grandparents. It's our siblings, our uncles, aunts. It might be our pets. All of the people, all of the things that support our graduates on a day-to-day basis. I'm not sure how it works in your homes. In mine, though, I have 2 daughters in the school. Sometimes I find that the flow of information coming home, I'm not really sure what's going on. Leah, how was your day today? It was fine, Daddy. Maya, how was school? It was good. Okay, that's enough for me. Oftentimes, what I will do is have a look at my phone and the calendars that we subscribe to see what's happening. And as I was gathering my thoughts for tonight, an alert popped up on my phone, and it told me, it reminded me, show up to the grad. These are the things that I rely on. Today over the school year, I'm reminded of so many amazing accomplishments of our kids. And these accomplishments start early on. Chagigat HaTorah, Chagigat HaSidur, the imaginary trip to Israel, and so on. These accomplishments progress with intensity and complexity as our kids get older. So for example, our grade 9s go to Washington every year. They visit the Holocaust Museum. It isn't all fun, though. More recently, I was alerted to the World Debating Championship in South Africa, where one of our students placed in the top 15 in the world. And of course, she's here tonight, by the way, and of course, there are tests, there are exams, AP English, AP Biology, Chemistry, Physics, and of course, AP Calculus. The AP Calculus reminded me of when I took AP Calculus many years ago. So why am I telling you all this as parents? It's to answer this. It is to thank you. It is to thank each and every one of you for the investment you chose to make many, many, many years ago when you decided to send your children to Grey Academy. Thank you for that investment, as that is not just an investment in your children, it is an investment in our future as a community. So specifically, on behalf of the Winnipeg Board of Jewish Education, thank you so very much for making this amazing commitment to our community and to your children. Finally, how can I forget who I have to thank? The graduates. I have some words for you too. I have only one suggestion, and it's really just a request. I want each and every one of you to be present, to be aware as you start the next journey of your life. I want you to celebrate the successes and triumphs, and of course embrace and learn from your failures. I always say that failure is the engine of our success. However, whatever you do, wherever it is, with whomever, I want you to be aware of what you're doing and why. And I say this because I'm a profound believer that our most precious resource is time, and how you choose to spend it is so critically important. I am confident as you make your choices throughout your life, these will be based on the values that you have acquired by attending Grey Academy. And now my charge to you. I wish you all success, I wish you happiness, and great health as you take your next steps, whatever those may be. And of course, I thank you. I thank you for your commitment to Grey Academy. I thank you for who you are at this very moment. And most importantly, I thank you for who I know you will become. Congratulations.
Thank you, Sean, for those amazing words. We'd like a copy, and we're okay. So I want to say that it's a very interesting vantage point. I get to see all your faces. Thankfully, I have amazing vision, so I can see the smiles in the back, or the nods, or the fanning. And we did order air conditioning a few days ago, so I can feel it. And I'm being told to get closer to the mic so that Argentina and Toronto can hear us. Today we are sitting in this beautiful sanctuary, the Shaarey Zedek, and we were here on Shabbat to begin our celebrations when each of these students played a role in celebrating Shabbat together. And we are in this synagogue and congregation, Eitz Chaim, and many shuls in the community, and we are grateful to our community leaders, our rabbis, and our cantors. And I would like to invite Rabbi Mas up to share some words as we sit here celebrating at Shaarey Zedek.
Thank you. Well, good evening, everyone. Mazal tov to you. And it's a great pleasure to bring greetings on behalf of the Shaarey Zedek family. But first, I would like to acknowledge that we are here tonight on ancestral land on Treaty 1 territory. These lands are also known as the heartland of the Métis people. And I believe there are no coincidences in this world. And I think it's very important to realize that this week we read a new book of the Torah. It's the book of Devarim, the book of Numbers. And in this book we'll read about the most important battles, wars of the Israelites, your ancestors, by the way, and all their victories. Canaanites, the Amorites, the Midianites, and no doubt, scary opponents. But nevertheless, the Israelites responded to every challenge with courage and achieved amazing triumphs. It's interesting that every time they doubted their goal, their capabilities, and their God, they were defeated. But every time they remembered their goal, trusted on their strength, and trusted on their God, the victory was guaranteed. That makes me think that our life is not much different. When you know you can win, you don't run from your enemies. You run to your enemies. You don't run away from university thinking it's too hard. You run to it, knowing you are well prepared. You don't run away from that amazing job opportunity thinking you're not qualified. You run to it knowing you are well equipped. You don't avoid that amazing project thinking it's going to fail. You run to it knowing you have what it takes. You have been preparing yourself intellectually, emotionally, and spiritually for your next stage for many years. Gray Academy planted a seed of success inside each one of you. And I know this because one of our rabbis, Matthew Leibel, is a graduate. And I also know that because my own son is going to start grade kindergarten in September. So again, Gray Academy planted a seed of victory inside each one of you. Nurture it, see it grow, and above all, trust in yourself, your preparation, and your God. If you do that, you're going to reach your own promised land. Mazal tov, congratulations.
Thank you, Rabbi Mas. And to the students, if you have any advice for Rabbi Mas as his son starts kindergarten in the fall, as to what the next 13 or 14 years will be like, please send him an email, let him know. And I thank you for sharing that because Rabbi Mas and his wife were at Sneak a Peek this past week and have a chance to see what this whole journey will look like from the very beginning. All of you should have access to a program, and if you want to take one home and you don't have your own, I can guarantee there will be some left at the end. There are two very important letters at the front of that program. The first is from Laurel Malkin, who is here this evening, so I'm going to ask her to wave and say hello. Laurel is the president of the Jewish Federation of Winnipeg, and it is a letter to our graduates and a letter to our community wishing you mazel tov, and we thank you for being with us this evening to help with a presentation. And another letter is from the Jewish Foundation of Manitoba, where many of our awards are housed, as well as our endowment fund. And Eric Winograd, the president, and also a former WBJE president, who was around when we moved to campus 21 years ago. So you will see a letter. He's still a strong leader, and we thank him. He could not be with us this evening, but I do encourage you to read those letters or take the program home to read them at another time. Well, I'd like to start by mentioning the most important, aside from our students, our parents that are in the room. I would like to take a moment, if you are a parent of a graduate, to please rise. Just stand in your place for a very moment. Please don't be shy. I do have Irit, who's a photographer here, so she might take a photo. This is a first for us. We've never had a camera on the bima. So to our parents, as Sean has mentioned, and as I think you will hear over and over again, you have been our partners. You have been along this journey way more than we have because you're dropping them off, picking them up, and seeing everything that goes behind the scenes. I would like to wish each and every one of you Mazal Tov as we have our second celebration together. And of course, we will continue tomorrow. But I would like to wish, and if you can help me, graduates, a huge Mazal Tov to all of our parents. You can sit now. I think we got our photo. Thank you. School. Schools are buildings. They have walls. They have doors. But the heart of the school are the teachers and the staff that greet our students every single day, that inspire them to build passion, to think differently, to think about the world. And I want to also take a moment to thank all of the educators, whether you have been a teacher along the way and perhaps are now in the sunset of retirement, anybody who has been on the journey with these amazing students along the last 14 years, would you mind to please rise, as I would like to honor you as well. The faculty and staff of Gray Academy over the past 14 years, and I can see with my heels, so thank you. Mr. Goldstein, I can see you in the background. I want to thank each and every one of them, and many who couldn't be here as well this evening. I've been saying it a lot lately, that there's a lot of magic that happens. As Sean mentioned, that his phone is buzzing for AP Calculus. I think we need to change your subscriptions. There's certain things you may not need to know. But in any given day, in any given week, in any given month, in any given year, it is unbelievable the magic that takes place in the halls of Grey Academy. And it is because of the hard work and dedication of our faculty and staff, many who have been here for decades, and many who have just begun the journey along the way. And I thank each and every one of you. We would not be here today without your dedication, without your inspiration, and without making a mark on these students. And I know we'll hear about you as well. Thank you also to the board members that are here this evening. I would like to recognize, along with Sean Shore, Cindy Lazar and Viviana Goldenberg. I know Cindy is a proud auntie, and Viviana is in her last month as a board member, completing 6 years. So thank you very much. I already mentioned Laurel Malkin, who has joined us. And to the many presenters, you will hear their names throughout the presentations. I want to thank each and every one of our presenters who have been attached as family members or as friends to certain awards that have been established, some recently and some for decades. And now this microphone belongs to the students. We have often talked about the importance of having a voice, the importance of hearing from our young people, and our valedictory address will be spoken both in English and in Hebrew. We are proud of the many languages spoken in our school, taught in our school. We will begin with Hebrew, and I would like to call up Rafaela Kalamov with the Hebrew valedictory address. I'm going to bring you a new glass of water.
רבנים, גברת ביינדר, גברת ווייט, מורים, אורחים וחברי הכיתה. ערב טוב. הטקס הזה בדרך כלל זמן שאנחנו חוגגים 12 שנים של חינוך. כאשר אנחנו חושבים על זה לרגע, רוב האנשים שיושבים פה היום סיימו אפילו יותר מ-12 שנים בבית ספר. הסיבה האמיתית שהתאספנו פה הערב זה לחגוג 28 בחורים ובחורות שישנו את העולם כפי שאנחנו מכירים אותו. למרות שזה נשמע שאני מגזימה, אני מבטיחה לכם שאני אומרת את האמת. בכיתה שלנו יש אנשי מדע, מוזיקאים, אומנים, ספורטאים וציונים. שמתי לב שהכיתה שלנו מיוחדת ביום הראשון שלי בגריי אקדמי. זה היה זמן מפחיד בשבילי. נכנסתי לבית הספר והגעתי למשרד. שם עמדה האמא של גריי אקדמי, מורה ג'ויס. היה לה חיוך גדול והייתה ממש נחמדה. לא רציתי לעזוב את ההורים שלי, אבל היה משהו בה, במורה ג'ויס, שיש בכל המורים בגריי אקדמי. הרגשתי בנוח. לקחתי את היד שלה, וביחד הלכנו לכיתה ב'. הגענו לדלת, ולא רציתי ללכת בפנים. אבל אחרי כמה דקות שמתי לב שאני חייבת להיכנס. אולי לא ידעתי את זה ברגע, אבל מאחורי הדלת הזאת חיכו לי חיים מקסימים. איך שנכנסתי, כולם קיבלו אותי אפילו שלא דיברתי בשפה שלהם. גריי אקדמי כל כך מיוחד, שבאותו זמן שלימד אותי איך לדבר, לכתוב ולקרוא באנגלית, הוא גם פיתח את העברית שלי. בלי המורות המקסימות, אני לא הייתי יכולה לעמוד לפניכם היום ולדבר בעברית בקלות. כל שנת לימודים למדתי על ארגונים חדשים כמו CJPAC, BBYO ו-P2G, שמביאים יהודים מכל העולם ביחד. כך הכרתי יהודים מעיירות אחרות, מדינות אחרות, וגם מישראל. בדרך כלל, בטקס סיום, המשפחות שלנו יושבות על הספסלים בבית כנסת. אבל היום המשפחה שלי, התלמידים, יושבות על הבמה איתי. אנחנו כל כך קרובים זה על זה. הלב נשבר מתי שאנחנו חושבים על זה שלא נראה אחד את השני כל יום שנה הבאה. אבל עם זה אנחנו יודעים שגם הזמן הגיע להיפרד. אנחנו עצובים לעזוב את הבית ספר שלנו, שנהיה הבית שלנו. אנחנו פוחדים לפתוח את הדלת המפחידה הזאת וללמוד את השפה האינטליגנטית. אבל באותו זמן אנחנו שמחים שאנחנו עושים את זה עם הקבוצה הזאת. אנחנו תמיד נזכור את הטיול לישראל בכיתה ג', נזכור את השבתים בלק דה פונה. ודבר פשוט כמו לראות אחד את השני כל בוקר. זאת הזדמנות להודות לכל המורים והצוות בגריי אקדמי. הכל שמה שלמדתם אותנו מחוץ לכיתה ובתוך הכיתה. לבסוף, אני רוצה להודות לכל החברים שלי. אני רוצה להגיד לכם בהצלחה לדרך ושאנחנו נשמור קשר בכל השנים שבהם, לא משנה איפה שאנחנו נהיה. עושה שלום במרומה, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל באמרו אמן. תודה.
Thank you, Rafaela. It is our hope to digitally have a translation in one of our upcoming newsletters, so we'll have a link. But what I can share with you, if you hopefully picked up a few things when she said lac de bonne, or is thank you, Rafaela, for echoing the message of how your teachers have been like your parents, and something especially Maura Joyce, who has been on the journey throughout your careers at Grey Academy. So thank you, Rafaela, for sharing those words. And now I'd like to call up Emily Kahlo to recite the English valedictory speech.
Thank you and good evening. Parents, family, friends, teachers, fellow graduates, and others, welcome. And congratulations to the Grey Academy class of 2018. My name is Emily Kahlo, and when presented with the task of writing this speech, I knew that the only way I could truly represent all of us was to turn to my fellow graduates for inspiration. After weeks of questioning, I managed to compile everyone's testimonies and boiled it down to the one thing that Grey Academy has taught us about what it takes to succeed in life. Cheat. Now, before Ms. Crowley has a heart attack, allow me to explain. Cheat refers to the 5 essential values that Grey Academy has taught us that will last us long past our graduation tonight. These 5 values can be conveniently summed up by the acronym CHEAT. C, change. While it's not always easy to admit, change is inevitable, and the caps and gowns we're wearing today are a testament to that. Change can be tough, but our graduating class has managed to overcome a hurdle of changes throughout our years. In grade 3, we experienced what some would call the biggest change of all: uniforms. No longer able to wear the colored tracksuits of our choice, we had to put on a brave face as we stepped into our dress pants, sweater vest, and skirts. What seemed like a loss of individuality at the time resulted in the most stylish gym uniform I think any of us will ever wear. Over years, more changes arose. Friend groups changed, interests changed, and in grade 7, when we went on the treacherous journey across the Coco crossing, our environment was forever changed. These changes don't just exist between us, but they form us. Today, we stand on the cusp of infinite possibility. Fellow graduates, we're about to experience the biggest change that we've yet to face. Ahead of us is life, and with it, the experiences we don't know yet. Change may be daunting, but it's our responsibility to remember that change is inevitable, and that it's up to each of us to embrace the changes necessary to fulfill our dreams. H, hold on. Now, hold on is an interesting one because its meaning has changed drastically over our years at Grey Academy. When we entered Maura Carroll's junior kindergarten class, it meant holding on to our parents as tightly as we possibly could before screaming, crying, and eventually letting go. Today, it means holding on to each other as tight as we possibly can before screaming, crying, and eventually doing the same. It seems as though we've come full circle. We need to hold on to the memories that we share here. We wouldn't be on this stage wearing these caps and gowns if it weren't for the incredible people who've allowed us to hold on to them over the past 13 years. So it only seems fair to say thank you. To our parents, thank you for your endless patience during what we know has not been the easiest of years. Thank you for helping us with our homework in elementary and attempting to help us with our homework in high school. Thank you for the unimaginable amount of hours you spent in the Rady parking lot while we finished our schoolwork or extracurriculars and you got stared down by Gary and his colleagues. You have each acted as our personal cheerleaders throughout these years. And I know I speak for the entire graduating class when I say that we've got the best cheerleaders out there. We love you guys. To the faculty and staff, man, has it been a long road. I mean, I'm sure there were times where you thought some of us would never make it here. And by some of us, I mean Gil, who always is consistently fashionably late no matter the occasion or Hebrew exam. But in all seriousness, you've dealt with our late assignments, our complaints, our most outrageous excuses, not even to mention our busy schedules. Look onto this stage and know that you've provided us with the tools we need to succeed in life. More than that you've been the most incredible role models. Know that your legacies will live inside each of us long past our graduation. I believe my fellow classmate Hannah put it best. During recess, we learned how to share the snow and help out a friend who scraped their knee during a competitive game of two square. We solved mysteries with Carmen Sandiego and learned French with Louis de Grenouille. Mr. B taught us spongy polo, and Mr. A gave us a ready position that we can use to take on the world. More Shaarey gave us a love for Jewish song, and Mrs. Rosenberg taught us how to type. Mrs. Mendrist made us fudge, and more Chris recognized our magical powers. More Joyce, you encouraged us to get stuck and more Pam, you taught us how to listen. The teachers that we've had here at Gray Academy have influenced us more than we know. We do not, and we cannot thank them enough. Hold on to the memories we share, hold on to the friendships we've made, and hold on for dear life as we get ready to take on the real world. E, embrace our differences. Let me ask you what you see when you look at the class of 2018. Some may see 28 students, others a diverse mix of Israelis, Argentinians, Russians, Canadians, and who could forget about our favorite Bolivian? Today, we look like all other graduates. We wear the same caps, the same gowns, we'll leave here with the same diplomas. We can all write essays and, for the most part, do calculus. But we can also lead setters, we can defend Israel, and we can sing Minyan Man off by heart. We are different. There's a lot of talk about success. Although when we talk about success, it's important that we address that we all define success differently. These differences don't just exist between us, but they form us. When I look at my graduating class, I see a group of talented mural artists, ultimate pros, articulate debaters, student leaders, video gamers, passionate ballers, and more. We even have a juggler. I see people who I'm lucky enough to call my friends. A, accept the lessons you've learned, whether or not you want to learn them. As teenagers, accepting things may not have always been our strong suit. We learn lessons about how to form chemical or ionic bonds when we barely knew how to form human bonds. Looking back, what we can realize is that these lessons were not always as literal as we thought. Sure, one day we may actually have to use antiderivatives to build a deck in our backyard, just like Mr. Hamill did. But it's more likely that we'll have to use our skills of how to problem solve or how to listen. We will be forever indebted to Gray Academy for giving us a foundation that we can continue to build on, for giving us the bare necessities of life. Gray Academy has taught us how to think critically, encouraged us to ask questions and be curious. It's taught us to jump at every opportunity, that doing merely enough is never enough, to be comfortable feeling uncomfortable, to laugh at yourself but also know when to take yourself seriously. Take these lessons and carry them with you as you enter new universities, new workplaces, new relationships, and potentially new countries. These are the lessons that will make us stand out. And if all that fails, we can always rely on our ability to make blue and white streamers like nobody's business. And finally, T, take the stairs. I know, this is probably the one thing that we agree we won't be missing about Gray Academy, but allow me to explain. I can assure you that any Gray Academy graduate, new or old, can testify to the fact that there's truly no pain comparable to that of taking the endless flight of stairs every morning just to get to the 4th floor, especially when the elevator taunts you at every corner. Taking the stairs may not have always been pleasant, but it made us stronger. Taking the elevator is easy. What's hard is pushing yourself to take the stairs. The best things in life don't come easily. They require hard work and determination. Sure, success may not come immediately. You may have to take some breaks to catch your breath, but a lack of success is only failure when you allow it to defeat you. Fellow graduates, we are about to face the biggest flight of stairs that we have ever encountered. At the top are hopes and wishes for the future. While it may seem tempting to look for an elevator to the top, we've come to learn that the only way around is through. Today is more than just a recognition of high school. It's one of the many milestones on our paths. For today, we finished one of the many big flights of stairs. But there are many more to come. Therefore, we must remember that when presented with a staircase, we shouldn't only take it, we should take it running. So that's the big secret. And thanks to Gray Academy, the class of 2018 is leaving ready to face on the future head on. Whoever said winners never cheat clearly never met the people I'm lucky enough to call my family. Thank you.
Thank you, Emily. And again, thank you to Rafaela for setting the tone as we are about to celebrate each and every one of these amazing students. That is something that has made our graduation ceremony unique for decades. In a moment or two, the next section of our convocation ceremony, each and every one of our students will have an opportunity to come forward to receive diplomas. At Gray Academy, these students are not receiving one, not two, but actually 3 diplomas. The diploma from Manitoba Education and Training, our Gray Academy of Jewish Education diploma, and the Canadian Accredited Independent Schools diploma. With us here are a number of individuals who have taken time out of their busy day to help with the presentation of some special awards, and you will find many of these awards in our program, and of course we always apologize for any errors or omissions. And in reciting the names of these individuals that are here, I also apologize if I've missed anyone or perhaps recite someone who may not have been able to make it. To Ian or Neil Kay, thank you to Nora Kaufman, who is here this evening. Harvey Pollock, thank you very much. Rochelle Gamliel, back. Lexi Polanski, hiding over there, I can see you. Heather Koplovich, who is here with us. Risa Tenenhaus, Margaret Shuckett is here. Robbie Waldman, and Bonnie Antel. Not sure if Judith Putter made it. Thank you all for joining us. These are some of the individuals that some of you will meet along the way. I'm going to invite up, Emily spoke about the elevator, and one of our teachers who got stuck in the elevator, one of our newest teachers, Dr. Louise Edwards, who came to us this year to teach chemistry, bless her heart, was very calm, having been stuck in a recently broken elevator, and thankfully we did get her out. Joining Dr. Louise Edwards is also Avi Posen, alum of class of 06. Did I get that correct? He's a former student of mine. I'm going to call them up to take the bima, as they will be calling up our graduates to have a moment in the spotlight. I want to welcome you to, when you have someone up here that you would like to take a photo of, Keith will be taking a photo, but please feel free. We are going to do this in a relaxed way so that everyone has a moment to shine. Our presenters will be called up, so no worries, you'll know when to come up. I do want to mention a new award. Last year we had a number of new awards, and this year, this was an interesting anecdote. The 1950s and 60s group of individuals who went to Jewish day school, they didn't necessarily graduate, but they had a reunion. It was a grassroots reunion, and I had the pleasure of attending along with Sean Shore and Diane Schindelman. And at the end, they were inspired. And Gilon Lazar was one of the students who came to speak to say, hey, this is what school is like today. And inspired were Sam and Joanne Cates, who came up to me literally after the brunch and said, I would like to start a scholarship to honor a graduating student to help in their pursuit of post-secondary studies. They are unable to be here this evening, but I do thank Sam and Joanne for starting this award that will be present for years to come. I invite Avi and Dr. Edwards to the bima. We'll make sure you have some water, and I will have a seat.
I'd like to call up Ian and Neil Kay, Nora Kaufman, Laurel Malkin, Martin and Harvey Pollock, and Joyce Kerr to assist me with the first presentation of the evening. Hannah Levitt. Hannah began her Grey Academy career back in junior kindergarten. She has many fond memories of her time in elementary school, from making movies with her friends for non-existent audiences to wearing eye makeup for the first time while playing Bagheera, the panther in the Jungle Book. In grade 6, Hannah's mother put beautiful white flowers in her hair, and her Zedek confused it with toilet paper, while a boy in her class asked if it was lettuce. Hannah hopes that her hair will be less difficult to interpret today. In high school, sports have played a major role in Hannah's life. She grew as a person through her involvement and leadership playing ultimate frisbee, volleyball, and basketball. Outside of school, Hannah is an accomplished figure skater, has raised over $600 through free throws for a cure, and has run either the 10K or the relay at the Manitoba Marathon every year since 2014. Having held positions on student council since grade 7, this year Hannah was the Action and Awareness co-chair, along with Abbie, in which she helped organize the highly successful Me to We fundraiser and assembly to help send goats and chickens to a village in Kenya. For the last 2 years, Hannah has been an integral member and soloist in the Nishama choir. In BBYO, Hannah has held a variety of leadership roles, capping off her final year as regional shlicha, in which Hannah was responsible for Jewish programming within the region. Hannah has also spent the last several years volunteering both in the Winnipeg Jewish community and general community. She has given her time to the Simkin Center, Congregation Shaarey Zedek, CJPAC, Stand With Us, the Mood Disorders Association of Manitoba, Youth United, and Limud Winnipeg, to name a few. A lover of music, the outdoors, and filmmaking, Hannah also has a burning passion for Israel. She remembers P2G as one of the defining moments of her young life, which expanded her love for Israel, made her a better person, and inspired her to advocate for Israel using the tools given to her at Grey. Some of her other major memories from high school were planning and executing Raoul Wallenberg Day this year with Emily, the French class trip to Quebec, and the grade 12 flash mob at this year's retreat. Ultimately, Hannah takes pride in winning this year's Purim costume contest by dressing up as Mr. Hamill. Although Hannah has not yet decided between the Faculty of Sciences at the University of Manitoba or UBC for next year, she has been accepted to the prestigious International Summer Science Institute at the Weizmann Institute of Science in Rehovot, Israel. She will spend July there fostering two of her greatest passions, science and Israel. Hannah graduates with excellence with distinction in both general and Judaic studies. She is the recipient of the Governor General's Medal, the Harvey and Sima Kay Scholarship, the David Kaufman Award, the Jerry Kaufman Kehillah Scholarship, the Jim Carr MP Award, the Mel Goldberg Award for Excellence in Yiddish Language, the Nathan Daniel Pollock Memorial Scholarship, the Philip and Gertrude Wise Award for Holocaust Awareness, the Shelley Wise Memorial Scholarship, the Sylvia Silverberg Scholarship, the Tom Blair Memorial Scholarship, the Phil and Miriam Maltz Award, first place in the Grey Academy Yiddish contest, and Grey Academy Lifer Recognition. Mazal Tov. Thank you to our presenters. I'd like to call up Rachel Gamliel, Lexi Polanski to help with the next presentation.
Emily Kahlo. Emily was born in Tel Aviv and has been part of this class since junior kindergarten. She has many fond memories of elementary school. She was the co-pilot during the grade 3 imaginary trip to Israel, which had the perk of getting priority for snack. She was excited to take the class teddy bear to Grand Forks for the weekend. She remembers proudly singing loudly in Tefillah with the siddur she decorated herself years earlier, and she remembers Hamara Pam's sweater, which was the result of being overly eager to try goat's milk during a field trip to a petting farm, which left her drenched in it. Emily is decorated locally, nationally, and internationally as a debater and public speaker. 3 countries, 4 partners, 7 cities, and 9 trips later, she speaks fondly of how Grey Academy's debate and public speaking program has shaped her 6 years of high school and her as a person. Emily has been a member of Student Council since grade 7, holding various positions, including president this year. Emily notes that it was always important to her to represent the student body, listening to others and encouraging students to try new things. Working with Hamara Anat and Hamara Shaarey as part of the first ever Jewish Experiential Committee was meaningful, especially with the camaraderie that resulted. Outside of school, Emily has been involved with many organizations, including the RCMP National Youth Advisory Committee, Stand With Us, and the Canadian Blood Services Youth Team. Emily received the United Way Community Service Award in 2017, and she is in the process of completing the gold level in the Duke of Edinburgh program. Emily helped with a successful grant application for the B'nai B'rith Human Rights Initiative to bring Grey Academy's annual Raoul Wallenberg Day to the greater Winnipeg High School community. Emily's deep involvement in both school and community life throughout her high school years was achieved while maintaining her academics, receiving Student of Distinction in both General and Judaic Studies since grade 7. Emily will be attending the University of Manitoba in the fall, going directly into the Faculty of Science, where she hopes to pursue a career in medicine. Wherever she goes and whatever she does, volunteering and giving back to the community will be her priority. Emily graduates with excellence with distinction in both General and Judaic Studies. She is the recipient of the Grey Academy Gold Medal, the Barbara and Raymond Kievis Debating Scholarship, the Chown Centennial Scholarship, the Councillor Marty Morantz Award, the Ethel and William Velvel Kozak Scholarship, the Mayor and Rosalind Silver Award, the Naomi Polanski Community Leadership Award, the Rebecca Swartz Memorial Scholarship, the Rose Sukharoff Humanitarian Award, the Phil and Miriam Maltz Award, the Tom Blair Memorial Scholarship, and the Grey Academy Lifer Recognition. Thank you, Rochelle and Lexi. I would like to call up Jamie Kagan to help with the next presentation. Also known as Ron Vanderhoof. Ilan Jakobowicz. Ilan came from La Paz, Bolivia, and joined Gray Academy in grade 1. His clearest memory from elementary school is the extra recess he and Dan used to have, whereby they raced each other up and down the stairs in order to burn off their excess energy. As Ilan puts it, we thought we were special, and I'm sure the teachers thought we were special too. All of that energy seems to have paid off because Ilan helped coordinate the International Independent Schools public speaking competition this year at Gray Academy. This was a huge undertaking and one which he found both terrifying and exhilarating. At the end of the day, Ilan was so proud of the work he had done and the sense of accomplishment he felt when it was over. As he said, I felt most proud not because I had presented myself as a successful tournament coordinator, but because I had represented the school that gave me the opportunity to grow and develop such valuable skills. Ilan's volunteer work covers membership in the Teen Leadership Council for Stand With Us, Canada's Winnipeg chapter, and Vice President of Jewish Heritage, Community Service and Social Action for BBYO. These memberships speak to Ilan's devotion to the state of Israel and Judaism and his desire to spread awareness and education to all concerned. His interests span from sports to writing to debating and helping Mr. Hamill with calculus. He has been an active member on Student Council and has been the recipient of many academic and sports awards throughout his high school career. That said, Ilan's greatest passions are basketball and debating. Both have been instrumental in developing his self-confidence and recognizing the importance of working collaboratively with others. Ilan's favorite moment is sinking the winning basket in a game against Linden Christian, seconds to go, the Raiders down by 1 point. He was thrilled to be able to share that moment with his hard-working teammates. Next year, Ilan will be enrolled in the Faculty of Science at the University of Manitoba. Ilan graduates with excellence with distinction in both general and Judaic studies. He is the recipient of the Gray Academy Silver Medal, the David Merrick Memorial Award, the Heather Stephenson MLA Award, the Rachel and Dov Eisenstadt Memorial Scholarship, the William Kagan Grade 12 Male Athlete of the Year, and Gray Academy Lifer Recognition. Thank you, Ron. I would like to call up Heather Koplovich to help with the next presentation.
Adam Barron. Adam began his Gray Academy career in junior kindergarten. A serious athlete, Adam spends the majority of his free time playing sports and working out. He has played hockey, volleyball, ultimate, and basketball, to name a few. Adam loves every aspect of working out, from the health benefits to the stress relief, and most importantly, as he put it, time with the boys. For the last 8 years, Adam has participated in the Challenge for Life walk, which has provided him the opportunity to educate others about cancer research in Manitoba. The highlight of Adam's high school career was going to Israel on Partnership Together, or P2G. He remembers how amazing it was to meet so many special people and to visit Israel for the very first time with such close friends. He spent his grade 12 year working very hard as one of the P2G cultural chairs, helping to organize the P2G program as well as all holiday activities in the school. When imagining his life in 5 years, Adam doesn't know exactly what he will be up to, but he plans on working hard and enjoying everything that life has to offer. Adam's Gray Academy friends are very important to him. He states, "Being with these guys my entire life has truly been incredible. I am able to behave the same way with them as I do with my family because they have become a part of my family. I appreciate every moment I have spent with each of them, and I'm honored to have shared my entire school career with them all. Next year, Adam will be entering the Faculty of Science at the University of Manitoba. Adam graduates with excellence in general studies and honor roll in Judaic studies. He is the recipient of the Richard Tapper Memorial Award and Grey Academy Lifer Recognition. Thank you, Heather. I would like to call up Amy Lieberman to help with the next presentation. Amy Barron. "16 years ago, with the help of her parents, Amy found her way to junior kindergarten at Grey Academy. From the moment she stepped into the school, Amy became an instant member of the Grey Academy family. Purim is one of her fondest memories from elementary school, as she loved walking down Main Street in costume with all of her friends, representing Grey Academy with spirit. Recently, Amy remarked, "I just love to see how the school comes together as one during these holidays." Retreat, P2G, and Spirit Week are just a few of Amy's fondest memories in high school, but athletics are her true passion. She has enjoyed playing on many school teams, including volleyball, ultimate, and badminton. Over the years, she has enjoyed the athletic competitions and traveling to schools throughout Winnipeg. In 2014, she received the Athlete of the Year Award. In 2016, she received the Multi-Sport Athlete Award. She recalls that practices were always fun, and it was cool to play against kids from other schools. She also played basketball. Her involvement in P2G was her high school, her involvement in P2G was a high school highlight. She says that traveling to Israel to participate in the P2G program and hosting her Israeli counterpart in her home were experiences she will never forget. Traveling throughout her high school career has been influential in Amy's development. She hopes to travel to more countries and revisit Israel in the near future. Limud, Chabad Jewish Learning Center, Cancer Care's Challenge for Life Walk, and Simkin Center have all been fortunate to have had Amy's support. In the fall, Amy will attend the University of Winnipeg. She hopes to become a nurse, her dream career. Amy graduates with excellence with distinction in both general and Judaic studies. She is the recipient of the Top Marks Scholarship for School Pride, the Victor and Hinda Chamovich Memorial Scholarship, and Grey Academy Lifer Recognition. Thank you, Amy. I would like to call up Hamore Chris to help with the next presentation.
Nomi Block. Nomi began her Grey Academy journey in junior kindergarten. Today, 15 years later, she is graduating as a confident, mature woman who has excelled tremendously. Her fondest moment of elementary school was in grade 4 when they read Harry Potter with Hamora Chris. Each student was arranged in houses, and Nomi recalls being placed in Ravenclaw House. She states, "Our cheer was to the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse theme, which is still iconic. Ravenclaw came last, and Nomi still claims to this day that it was rigged and they should have won." However, she does admit that experience led to creating new friendships during her Harry Potter experience, and she is proud to say that she is still friends with them today. She hashtags redemption for Ravenclaw. Nomi has a passion for working with children, and this is evident in all her volunteer experience. Nomi has been volunteering at the Rady JCC summer camp for 2 years. She has volunteered at the Jewish Federation and Shaarey Zedek. She states, "My goal when working with kids is to be a positive role model, to ensure their overall safety and, most importantly, have fun." When Nomi reflects back on her high school career, her proudest moment is today, graduation. She cannot believe how far she has come and feels she owes it all to Grey Academy. In the fall, Nomi plans on attending Red River College's early childhood education program with the hope she might one day return to Grey Academy and help students in need. Nomi graduates with honor roll in both general and Judaic studies. She is the recipient of the Sam Fleischer and Family Post-Secondary Bursary and Grey Academy Lifer Recognition. Thank you, Chris. I would like to call up Andrew Kaplan to help with the next presentation. Talia Elfenbein. Talia joined the Grey Academy family in grade 3, and what a great year it was. This was her favorite year of elementary school because of how everyone made her feel welcome and the famous imaginary trip to Israel. Throughout high school, Talia was a member of the volleyball team and attended the Case tournament in Montreal in 2016. Talia especially enjoyed her Jewish community internship this past semester as she had the opportunity to see how the Ray DJCC operates behind the desk and was involved in the planning of their Yom HaAtzmaut festivities for Israel's 70th. Talia worked at BB Camp this past summer, has been involved with BBYO for the past 4 years, and volunteered for various programs, including Limud. Talia is passionate about helping others in the community, and she tries to volunteer where she can. High school created many fond memories for Talia. Top of mind are the grade 9 Spirit Weekend, Shabbaton, and more recently, the retreats. Talia identifies these major events as moments when friendships that began back in grade 3 were strengthened over a weekend in Alcorn or Camp Cedarwood. Talia is excited to be attending the University of Manitoba next year with the goal of joining the Faculty of Dental Hygiene. It is important to Talia that she enjoys her career as she plans on a life-work balance that involves a lot of traveling. Talia graduates with honor roll in both general and Judaic studies, and she is the recipient of the Elaine and Alan Shinfield and Family Fund Scholarship. Thank you, Andrew. I would like to call up Risa Tenenhouse and Nancy Margolis to help with the next presentation. Yael Freifeld. Yael was born in Israel and began her years at Grey Academy in grade 8. Her early years were full of imaginative, carefree play, including pretending to be a hairstylist. She recalls the transition to Canada was difficult, but that she found refuge in friends who have become very close and by immersing herself in art. She has made her mark as a generous volunteer in preparing and serving food at many events in the life of the school and the community. Quiet work behind the scenes is her trademark. Yael is a voracious reader and a deep thinker who expresses herself visually. She has been a leader in conceiving and executing many of the murals around school and has found the process fun and rewarding. She is highly independent and looks forward to having more autonomy. She plans to study art at the University of Manitoba and wants to help others discover its therapeutic value. She is inspired by the potential connections that can be made visually without words. Yael remembers retreats and other occasions where friendships encouraged and sustained her. For her, the close relationships nurtured over the last 5 years have created lasting memories and future strength. She notes that she wishes she had more cats and plants, a true sign of her love and connection to the natural wonders of the world. Yael graduates with honor roll in general studies and excellence in Judaic studies. She is the recipient of the Rudy and Paula Lowenstein Award, the Rose and Louis Gunn Bursary, the Gray and Academy Artistic Achievement Award. Sorry. Thank you, Nancy and Risa. I would like to call up Rochelle Gamliel and Joyce Kerr to help with the next presentation.
Jamie Gertenstein. Jamie joined Gray Academy in junior kindergarten. One of his first memories of school was when Hamora Carol used to answer her phone with her banana. Jamie thought that was the funniest thing a teacher could do. He recalls going home from school that day and telling his parents that school is funny and he likes it. One of Jamie's passions is singing. He joined the Dor Chadash youth choir and performed at many community events. Jamie placed second in Song Festival and loves participating in musicals at school. On retreat, his favorite pastime was singing and dancing, which made him feel closer to his grade. Reflecting on his years at school, Jamie recalls with fondness his grade 8 ski trip. He says, "This was by far the most memorable and exciting trip in my high school career because this was the first trip I took as a high school student." His favorite trip was the grade 9 Washington trip when he visited the Holocaust Museum. He states, "I was truly able to feel and understand what happened." Jamie's warm personality and his ability to connect with his peers and teachers is going to be missed by many. He is passionate and is always willing to help. Jamie has been accepted into the Faculty of Education at the University of Winnipeg, where he will attend this fall. He looks forward to graduating in 5 years and coming back to Gray Academy as a teacher, hopefully, he says. We know that Jamie is going to excel in teaching as he is a compassionate individual who cares about the well-being of others. He's going to miss reciting morning announcements, where he was heard most recently over the school's PA system. Jamie graduates with excellence, with distinction in general studies and excellence in Judaic studies. He is the recipient of the Leslie Ann Levy Memorial Award, the Morris Minuk and Lillian Minuk Scholarship, and Gray Academy Lifer Recognition. Thank you, Rachel and Joyce. I would now like to call up Shepi Kudin and Lauren Tenenhouse to help with the next presentation. Noah Greenfield. Noah joined Gray Academy in grade 3, and since then has participated in the life of the school, taking advantage of many of the school's offerings. Amongst all that he participated in, Noah has identified the March of the Living as the highlight during his high school career. He noted that it helped to put into context everything that he had learned over his years at Gray Academy. Noah has been involved with BBYO for 4 years and was president of his chapter this past year. He was a member of the National Conference of Synagogue Youth, or NCSY, for the past 6 years, and president for the last 3. Noah plays piano and guitar, was a member of the Nishama Choir, was in 3 school musicals, and is involved in many outdoor activities. Noah's involvement in school sports includes basketball, volleyball, badminton, and ultimate frisbee. Noah has developed a love for ultimate frisbee and began playing the sport in grade 9. During provincials that year, 2 of the 9 players had been injured, which meant they were left with only the minimum number of players to participate. They rallied together and became a very cohesive unit. It was during those games that Noah realized just how much Grey Academy is really a family that sticks together through wins and losses. On a side note, Noah is proud that he scored 5 points in one game in his first year. Noah's passion is archaeology, and he plans to study history with a focus on classical studies. He loves everything pre-1492 and is looking forward to excavating sites on all continents except Antarctica. He hasn't decided if he will study at U of M, UBC, or U of T. Noah graduates with honor roll in both general and Judaic studies. He is the recipient of the Barry Bender Award, the Rabbi Kravitz Award, the Vanderhoof Family Most Improved Student Award in General Studies, and Reach for the Top recognition. Thank you, Sheppy. Would like to call up Sandy Rosenberg to help with the next presentation.
Ethan Verbinski. Ethan has been with this class since junior kindergarten. When he looks back over the years, playing football every recess was a highlight in elementary school, enjoying the outdoors with friends. Friends continued to play a key role in high school, as Ethan fondly remembers traveling with the Case varsity basketball team, playing basketball every year with many of his closest friends, and dominating the sport as part of the Raiders Ultimate Team. Ethan's hobbies are clear: basketball, ultimate, and video games. He has received many sports awards, such as Ultimate MVP and the Coach's Award for both badminton and ultimate. Outside of school, he has received awards for piano, football, soccer, and hockey. Competitive sports have played an important role in Ethan's high school career, so it was especially difficult when, in grade 10, he had to take a break from sports due to several concussions. In grade 11, he was happy to get back onto the court and field. Ethan has volunteered for Limud, here at Congregation Shaarey Zedek, and with JNF. He was also involved in Marty Morantz's last political campaign. Ethan has been on the honor roll since grade 7. Ethan will be attending the University of Manitoba in the fall, going directly into the Faculty of Science. Ethan graduates with excellence in both general studies and Judaic studies. He is the recipient of the Michael Rosenberg Male Excellent in Varsity Basketball Award, first place in the Grey Academy Yiddish contest, and Grey Academy Lifer Recognition. Thank you, Sandy. I would like to call up Margaret Schuckert to help with the next presentation.
To cap off our second set of twins in one grade, Talia Rabinski. Talia began at Grey Academy in junior kindergarten. One of Talia's fondest memories of elementary school was the grade 3 imaginary trip to Israel. An avid dancer, Talia spent her entire Grey Academy career being involved in dance, participating in various dance conventions and competitions, and dancing in several different styles. She even competed with Canada at the World Dance Championships back in 2015. Talia loved traveling to Montreal with the girls' varsity Case basketball team, getting involved with BBYO as the regional board treasurer, and volunteering throughout the community. The highlight of her high school career was going to Israel with P2G and the rest of her delegation, lovingly known as the Deli G. The trip inspired her love for Israel so much that in her grade 12 year, she found a way to give back to the school by becoming one of the P2G cultural chairs, in which she helped organize the P2G program and holiday activities in the school. One of the most memorable moments in high school for Talia was leading Havdalah with the rest of her grade at their final Jewish Awareness Retreat this year, as she felt the grade come together as a family. Next year, Talia plans on entering the Faculty of Science at the University of Manitoba. Talia graduates with excellence in general studies and excellence with distinction in Judaic studies. She is the recipient of the Hebrew University Award and Grey Academy Lifer Recognition. Thank you, Michal. I'd now like to call up Robbie Waldman to help with the next presentation.
Hallie Jameson. Hallie is a proud Grey Academy lifer who credits her strong Jewish identity to the many rituals and traditions she took part in over the last 15 years. Not all were serious, though, as Hallie has particularly clear memories of being in elementary school and marching and singing to mark 100 days of school. She loved being the center of attention. Hallie enjoyed participating in volleyball and found volunteering at Shaarey Zedek and the Simpkins Center rewarding. She has enjoyed the camaraderie of her class and the opportunity to work with and for others. A key experience for Hallie was P2G last year. She invested herself in the program, made a significant contribution to its success, and developed friendships for a lifetime. Hallie loves animals, art, arguing, and dance, not necessarily in that order. She has a keen intellect, self-confidence, and a commitment to justice. She plans to attend the University of Winnipeg and devote herself to finding a way to help people. Hallie graduates with excellence in general studies and honor roll in Judaic studies. She is the recipient of the Carol Lesh Learning and Giving Award and Grey Academy Lifer Recognition.
Thank you, Robbie. I would now like to call up Joyce Kerr to help with the next presentation. Rafaela Khalimov. Born in Tel Aviv, Israel, Rafaela joined the Grey Academy family back in grade 2. Throughout her high school career, Rafaela has taken part in a variety of extracurricular activities and programs, such as ice skating, swimming, BBYO, tap dancing, CJ Pack, volunteering for the Rady Center, and she hopes to complete her Duke of Edinburgh award this summer. Within the school walls, Rafaela was in band, a member of student council, and the GSA, volunteered as a school ambassador and peer tutor, and helped out with school musicals. Famous for being a three-point sharpshooter, Rafaela has also played every sport she could, including basketball, volleyball, badminton, track, and ultimate. Rafaela, or more commonly referred to at school as Rafa, is also an extraordinarily talented artist. She just completed a breathtaking mural of the 6 Days of Creation in the 4th floor rotunda and is a 2-time winner of the Grey Academy Yiddish contest, in which she authored and illustrated a brand new Yiddish children's book. It comes as no surprise that Rafaela is a past winner of the Grey Academy's Fine Arts Award. Rafaela has a strong passion for Israel and hopes to volunteer for Tzahal in the coming years. Her favorite subject at school is biology, and she plans on studying this exact topic in the fall at the University of Manitoba. In 5 years from now, Rafa sees herself as beginning her career path in medical school with the ultimate goal of helping communities in need around the world gain access to medical care. The most memorable moment in Rafaela's high school career was leading Havdalah at her last Jewish Awareness Retreat with the rest of her grade. Rafaela graduates with excellence in general studies and honor roll in Judaic studies. She is the recipient of the Bernice Manishin Feintuck Peer Tutoring Scholarship, the Harry Dane Baal Tfilah Award, the Krivetsky Family Peer Nominated Award, the Norman Marvin Satron Baal Midot Award, and the Sharon Scheinwald Scholarship. Thank you, Joyce. I would like to call up Nicole Botch to help with the next presentation.
Fanny Chris. Fanny entered Grey Academy in grade 8, newly arrived from Israel. She remembers the early challenges of learning English and making friends in a new country. Soon, however, Fanny's determination and strong work ethic helped her find her place. Fanny is always willing to volunteer to assist in food preparation and service. Everyone at the school has benefited from her generosity and skill. She also contributed a great deal to the school by designing and painting murals, sets, and posters. Fanny made our school a more beautiful place with her artistic ability. Not everybody knows, but Fanny has been known to sacrifice food, sleep, and much else in her relentless pursuit of video game supremacy. She is not mild-mannered in the virtual world. For Fanny, simple pleasures such as walks along the river with friends have been the most enjoyable moments of her school years. She looks forward to attending the University of Manitoba with an emphasis on science. Fanny graduates with honor roll in general studies and excellence with distinction in Judaic studies. She is the recipient of the Elaine and Alan Shinfield and Family Scholarship. Thank you, Nicole. I would like to call up Andrew Kaplan to help with the next presentation. Gilon Lazar. Gilon joined Grey Academy in kindergarten. He fondly remembers climbing the big dome in the new outdoor structure, new at that time, and using a marker to create some interesting graffiti. He wonders if the graffiti is still up there. Something we can check. Gilon has been a huge part of the juggling club ever since he entered high school. He has participated in each juggle fest that has been held in that time and has a love of the circus that he believes evolved from his love of Israeli dance. Gilon has also been a member of the GSA since its first year, as well as on student council this past year. Gilon's volunteer work at Etz Chaim has been a continuous source of pride for him. He has been a member of the Reach for the Top and debating teams, while outside school he is involved in BBYO and NCSY. If you can't guess already, Gilon's favorite hobbies are the circus, dance, and debating. He has won the Fern Shauna Rikis Literary Award 3 times, the Yiddish contest twice, and has many debating awards to his credit. His highlight from high school is participating in the annual school retreats, in particular, sneaking out in the middle of the night and tobogganing with his friends. Next year, Gilon will be going to Israel for a gap year program, where he will be studying in Jerusalem and volunteering. He hopes that 5 years from now, he will have a good job doing something he enjoys. Gilon graduates with honor roll in both general and Judaic studies. He is the recipient of the Sheldon Oberman Writing Award, the Phil and Miriam Maltz Award, Reach for the Top recognition, and Grey Academy Lifer recognition. Thank you, Andrew. I would like to call up Ron Vanderhoof to help with the next presentation. Nia Livney. Nia was born in Israel and joined the class of 2018 in grade 4. Significant memories of elementary years revolve around random dramatics among friends. Happily, all survived and grew closer. A touchstone for Nia at Grey Academy has been basketball. He has been an enthusiastic participant and a dedicated fan of the NBA, second in his obsession only to Mr. Avi Posen. Not surprisingly, Nia's happiest moments have been playing basketball with his friends. An unforgettable memory was being part of a dramatic buzzer-beating victory over arch-rival Lyndon Christian when Ilan Jakobowicz set off a joyful celebration with a three-pointer. Nia is a loyal friend who shuns the limelight and seeks to be as helpful as he can to those who matter to him. He has found great satisfaction in the solidarity of video gaming, despite the distraction it can be. Nia plans to attend the University of Manitoba to study engineering. Nia graduates with honor roll in both general and Judaic studies. He is the recipient of the Dr. Arthur I. Lerner Bursary for Post-Secondary Studies. Thank you, Ron. I would like to call up Lindsay Leipzig to help with the next presentation.
Irit Margulets. Irit began her high school years at Grey Academy in grade 7, shortly after arriving in Canada from Israel. She remembers her first years as a time of adjustment and finding her place, especially where to eat lunch. For Irit, the key to happiness unlocked the art room door. Once in, she never really left, even when she was supposed to be somewhere else. Drawing, painting, photography, these have been her focus, although her academic achievements are also considerable. She has been a major contributor to the murals which have enhanced the school. Irit frequently volunteered to work in preparing and serving food to guests at the many events hosted at the school. She highlights the Washington trip as an important coming together of her class. She managed to combine Krav Maga with Menschlichkeit in her own unique style. Irit plans to study engineering at the University of Manitoba and hopes to be able to continue to express herself creatively. Irit graduates with excellence in general studies and excellence with distinction in Judaic studies. She is the recipient of the Christie's Office Continued Learning Bursary, the Cates Family Memorial Scholarship, and the Morris Goldberg Scholarship. Thank you, Lindsay. I would like to call up Sean Shore to help with the next presentation. Sydney Newman. Sydney joined Grey Academy in junior kindergarten. Her favorite moments from elementary school were when in grade 4, everybody was split up into Harry Potter houses, as well as the grade 3 imaginary trip to Israel. A young woman of many talents, Sydney is passionate about music, sports, and dance, which she demonstrates as a dancer in the Sarah Summer Chai Folk Ensemble. Thanks to the Jewish Community Internship course Sydney took this year, she has also become involved with the Jewish Heritage Center of Western Canada as an intern and guest exhibit curator. Sydney most fondly remembers the various school trips as highlights from her high school experience. She loved going on Recite, the French class trip to Montreal and Quebec City, the Washington trip in grade 9, Spirit Weekend in Edmonton, and most of all, the P2G trip to Israel in grade 11. Sydney shares that P2G was one of the most fun and exciting experiences of my high school career. She took this passion and turned it into action as she became one of the P2G cultural chairs in her grade 12 year, working hard to organize the P2G program and holiday activities for the entire high school. Sydney plans on entering the Faculty of Science at the University of Manitoba. Sydney graduates with excellence in general studies and excellence with distinction in Judaic studies. She is the recipient of the Laurie Shankerow Scholarship, the Steinbach Credit Union Scholarship, and Grey Academy Lifer Recognition. Thank you, Sean. I would like to call up Joyce Kerr to help with the next presentation. Nicholas Nico Nudler. Nico joined Grey Academy in grade 5 and has very fond memories of the musical The Jungle Book from that year. Nico has enjoyed sports for many years, especially playing basketball since elementary school. He's also extremely proud of the fact that this year he was able to participate in more Raiders basketball games than ever before. Nico is pleased to have been on the honor roll in grades 9 to 12, completing the Junior Achievement course, as well as receiving medals in debating in grades 7 to 10. Perhaps his many hours spent volunteering at the Rady Day Camp helped him on the path to completing the Teens as Leaders program at the Rady JCC. Nico also volunteered at debating tournaments during grades 8 to 10, and he joined a community basketball team with his friends, Ethan, Dan, and Ilan. Nico loves hanging out with his friends and especially enjoys the outdoors during summer. He loves hiking and playing video games as well. Nico would eventually like to go into criminal law, and that is probably based on his passion for following as many criminal cases as possible. Nico hopes to get some traveling done in the next 5 years, and as he puts it, have a better job than working at McDonald's. Nico graduates with honor roll in both general and Judaic studies. Nico is the recipient of the Vanderhoof Family Most Improved Student in Judaic Studies and the Philip Cates Award for Outstanding Volunteer Mentoring. Thank you, Joyce. I would like to call up Bonnie Antel to help with the next presentation.
Dan Rukiya. Dan began his education at Grey Academy in kindergarten after coming to Canada from Israel. He recalls the initial hardships of fitting in, but that many friendships quickly developed and made school fun and sometimes hazardous. Dan values sports and fitness. He has represented the school in basketball, badminton, and ultimate, winning awards and creating unforgettable moments. He is also committed to physical fitness and taekwondo. Dan learned the rewards of compulsory volunteering at Grey. Initially skeptical, he discovered the rewards of helping children. Dan has balanced his athletic endeavors with a strong academic performance and has consistently found time to enjoy the company of many close friends. Throughout his time at Grey, Dan has kept the importance of his family in mind and has made them a priority. He plans to attend the University of Manitoba next year to study sciences. Dan graduates with excellence in general studies and honor roll in Judaic studies. Dan is the recipient of the Dora and Albert Diamond Memorial Scholarship, the Ron Silver Award for Physics, and Grey Academy Lifer Recognition. Thank you, Bonnie. I would like to call up Ron Vanderhoof and Nata Spiegelman to help with the next presentation. Philippe Roszkowski. Sir Philippe made his entrance to Grey Academy in grade 10, newly arrived from Israel. He was shy and nervous. That ended on day 2. He has made his mark on the graduating class with his irrepressible energy and unpredictable sense of humor. Phil is a Taekwondo black belt and former Israeli national team member, but he's been mostly peaceful at Grey Academy. He has a passion for cars and has worked for several dealerships. Friends have been at the center of his experience, and he is grateful for the close connections he has made. Phil found volunteering at Rady and Shaarey Zedek with children to be fun and rewarding. He considers Grey Academy a second home and his classmates a second family. Phil intends to study at the University of Manitoba and is looking forward to a future in the world of business. Philip graduates with honor roll in Judaic Studies. He is the recipient of the Grey Academy Vision of Achievement Award. Thank you, Nata and Ron. I would like to call up Sandy Rosenberg to help with the next presentation.
Abbie Schultz. Abbie has been part of the Grey Academy family since junior kindergarten. Throughout high school, Abbie has voraciously consumed every extracurricular opportunity available to her, participating in all the sports, volleyball, basketball, ultimate frisbee, and badminton, and serving on student council. Her roles as varsity basketball co-captain, class rep, and action and awareness committee co-chair have helped her to develop her leadership skills while becoming more informed about the global issues for which she is a passionate advocate. However, it is the opportunities to leave the campus and explore further afield that have left a particularly indelible mark on Abbie. Trips to Quebec with the basketball team, school retreats, and the P2G trip to Israel are all high on the list of her top high school experiences. So committed is Abbie to her pursuits that they have spilled out of her school life into her out-of-school life. She has played basketball at the local club level and has been an active member of BBYO, holding several leadership positions, including chapter and regional president. Abbie has also played the piano since grade 1. Academically, Abbie has been a consistently strong student, achieving the award for excellence with distinction since grade 7. Next year, Abbie is looking forward to studying sciences at the University of Manitoba, where she will explore opportunities related to her passion for environmental conservation. This passion, grown out of her own curiosity and caring, and built on her commitment to learning through attending seminars and undertaking projects, will hopefully lead her to a fulfilling career in the field. Abbie will look back on her high school career fondly because of the opportunities she has had and friendships she has made, friendships that she is sure will last long into the future. Abbie graduates with excellence in general studies and excellence with distinction in Judaic studies. She is the recipient of the Evelyn and Benny Raymond Scholarship, the Joseph Ezra J. Cohen Baal Kriya Award, the Michael Rosenberg Excellence in Varsity Basketball Award, the William Kagan Grade 12 Female Athlete of the Year Award, the Winnipeg Kiddish Palm Springs Scholarship, and Grey Academy Lifer Recognition. Thank you, Sandy. I would like to call up Sheppy Kudin to help with the next two presentations. Donna Siegel. Donna started at Grey Academy in grade 7 after moving to Winnipeg from Israel and jumped right into life at school and the local Jewish community. Much of Donna's time at Grey has revolved around volunteering and community service, becoming heavily involved with BBYO, helping out at synagogue on high holidays, and attending BB Camp and Camp Masad. Through these endeavors, Donna has explored her aptitude for leadership, becoming a camp counselor, taking charge of the school's social media presence, and rising through the ranks of BBYO to become regional vice president, a role that required her to lead the organization of a convention for 113 people. Donna is passionate about musical expression. Her dancing has led her to become a member of the renowned Sarah Summer Chai Folk Ensemble, and she is a proud member of the Nishama Choir, even though she claims not to be able to sing. She can sing. Donna's other hobbies include travel, spending time with friends and family, spending time at camp with the younger campers, and anything that supports the Jewish community. Donna has many fond memories of her time at Grey Academy, thanks to the strong and lasting friendships she has made since arriving, the kind of friendships that help you feel comfortable showing your vulnerable side, from screaming and throwing a banana skin at a scurrying mouse to singing an original composition about Homer's Odyssey in front of the whole class. Donna has achieved the Award of Excellence General Studies and Award of Excellence with Distinction in Judaic Studies throughout high school, and obtained the top mark in Hebrew in grades 9 and 11. She was also the Hebrew valedictorian in her last year at camp. After high school, Donna hopes to combine two of her passions by attending the University of Manitoba to study science and exploring opportunities for an overseas exchange. She wishes to eventually pursue a career in medicine. Donna graduates with honor roll in general studies and excellence with distinction in Judaic studies. She is a recipient of the Grey Academy Vision of Achievement Award. Ben Serlin Andrusiak. Ben is one of the Grey Academy lifers in the class of 2018, having joined in junior kindergarten. He has many fond memories of elementary years, including the imaginary trip to Israel and Hogwarts. Ben has been a reliable volunteer at Rady Daycare, where his calm, unflappable approach is appreciated. He has always been ready to smile and lend a hand. He enjoyed playing Ultimate and was most at home, spending time with friends. His heroic persistence in wearing shorts year-round has been much admired. Ben is a history buff and enjoys engaging in discussions about Canadian history, while others often snore. His academic focus has been on the humanities, which he sees as his path in the future. Ben plans to attend the University of Winnipeg in the Faculty of Arts. Ben graduates with honor roll in both general and Judaic studies. He is the recipient of the Top Mark Scholarship for Citizenship and Grey Academy Lifer Recognition. Thank you, Sheppy. I would like to call up Graham Nedley to help with the next presentation.
Zemi Ulitsky. Zemi was born in Israel and joined Grey Academy in grade 5. That first year was a memorable one, as he remembers trying to communicate with his English teacher and classmates with almost no English comprehension. He loved the haunted house that they made in their classroom in grade 6 for Purim. And throughout his time at Grey Academy, it was the bonds made between his classmates that remain most meaningful for him, and the teachers who were always there for him, making Grey Academy his second home. Zemi has played badminton and volleyball since grade 8 and joined community basketball starting in grade 10. He maintained his honor roll standing since grade 10. Currently, Zemi works as a swimming instructor and lifeguard at the Rady JCC and works as a sales associate at Mark's Work Warehouse. In addition to his busy school and work schedule, he remains committed to volunteering in the community. He has been part of the after-school program and daycare at the Rady JCC. The holiday programming held special meaning for Zemi as he helped to provide a gathering place and outlet for Jewish culture to young families in our community. He has had 2 internships, one with B'nai B'rith and one with the Jewish Federation of Winnipeg, and volunteered with United Way. At his core, Zemi wants to help others and knows the value of just being kind. In the fall, Zemi will start his Bachelor of Science degree with a path to engineering. His goal is to graduate as a civil engineer and work for the city of Winnipeg. Zemi graduates with honor roll in both general and Judaic studies. He is the recipient of the Sydney and Pearl Marantz Bursary. Thank you, Graham. I would like to call up Michal Levy to help with the next presentation. Anna Vaslavsky. Anna started at Grey Academy in kindergarten. Her fondest memory from elementary school was Purim because she loved getting dressed up in a costume and showing it off to everyone at school. She always looked forward to the grade 6 haunted house, and it was exciting when she was in grade 6 so she could watch the younger students go through it. Anna loves being outside in the sunshine and working with children. She goes to camp all summer and loves being in the woods surrounded by water. Being a counselor at camp is a highlight as it allows her to work with children. She enjoys teaching them and watching them grow and learn, even over a short period of time. This past year, she was fortunate to have worked with the JK after-school program in school. Anna has been involved with BBYO since 2014 and is the regional secretary. Her love of photography and filming started in grade 9 in film class at school and has grown to where she is the person who takes all the pictures for regional conventions and programs. She has also been very busy on Athletic Council, helping to plan the case tournaments. In 2016, Anna had the privilege of participating in March of the Living. This was her first big trip outside of Canada and was one of the most amazing experiences so far in her life. On March of the Living, she was given the opportunity to travel to Poland and visited many camps, ghettos, and museums. To be the last generation to meet survivors is very special, and she is aware of the responsibility that holds in sharing the learning with future generations. Anna will be attending the University of Manitoba in the fall, entering the Faculty of Arts to pursue a degree in psychology. Her goal is to become a child psychologist, own a cute dog, and finally get a driver's license. Anna is the recipient of the Grey Academy Vision of Achievement Award and Grey Academy Life of Recognition. Thank you, Michal, and thank you to all of our presenters.
Thank you so much, Avi, and thank you so much, Dr. Edwards. This was her first experience at grad, and you helped create the experience. So I want to thank you both. I have to take a moment, I guess a little pause, a breath, to share with you what I experienced down below and watching you, and also hearing, as a teacher, we have eyes behind our head and our hearing is very good. Some of the things I heard was, wow, that's our future. That's our community. And I think in this very short amount of time, and those bios could have gone longer, and we've had to keep them to a precise amount of time, and we thank our students for giving us some information. But we know that each of you have immensely contributed to our community today, and I am so proud to know the contributions that you're going to make not only to our community, but to our global world. And I know that we felt the experience, and for so many of you who may not have known these amazing young individuals, I think you're walking home this evening knowing them and knowing that our future is in good hands. I would like to call up our high school principal, Mrs. White.
First of all, my apologies. I have a cough candy just so that I don't break out coughing. I have props. 1 second. How did you know? So, almost 3 years ago, I remember standing in front of 200 high school students at a student information meeting. And when one first stands in front of an audience, you really hope to leave a lasting impression, to give something so insightful that you leave telling others about some little gem of information that you learned. So I stood in front of 200 students with elastics. So what are these elastics? I'm glad you asked. Thank you. I wanted to share a little bit about my elastics. You see, when you are young and your brain is continuing to grow, it's likened to elastic bands. That some of us have elastic bands that stretch really far. I hear the artists in the group, art comes naturally to them, their elastics stretch really far. Some of us, we try art, our elastic band doesn't stretch very far. But school is about challenging young people to stretch your elastic bands so that when you move into adulthood, you can absorb so much more information, learn new skills easily, share information with others. So when I stood in front of this group, they were in grade 10, I thought I was giving something really insightful. As I was listening to these bios, I'm going off script, so please excuse me. As I'm listening to these bios, I realized I didn't have to stand in front of them explaining the merits of stretching your elastic bands. I hear people that are involved in so many youth organizations, volunteering everywhere in the city, outside of the city. I hear musical accomplishments, sports accomplishments. I hear learning of instruments. Video gaming. Yes, that stretches an elastic band, but it probably is one of the large elastic bands that comes naturally. I'm really excited to see where this world takes you guys. Because I know, sitting up here right now, we have a group of fearless, dedicated leaders. These leaders put others in front of them in every way, shape, or form. I have so many accounts of how they have put others first. It's a huge testament to your heart up here. So, I think it's time. I saw this group assemble before we got up here, and I saw a lot of nerves. We were a little bit shaky. We're asking when we could cry, if we were at that point. Relax. Exhale. We're about to do something really fun. So I'm going to need Keith and David to be ready. We're about to do something really fun. So when you graduate, yes, you have your diplomas and all the successes you've had, but it is an exciting moment before you know that you are moving on to the next chapter. So we're going to take our mortarboards off. That's the grad caps. That's the official name for them. So we're going to take them off and we're going to do our cap throw into the air. And I'm giving you all ready to get your cameras going because I know we all want to capture this. So that's okay. You will claim your tassels again. Just pull your caps off. Oh, my gosh. Thank you. So the first thing we're going to do, everyone is going to move their tassels to the right-hand side, and Mr. Levitt will get the picture as we are now officially graduated. This is the class of 2018. Grab your caps, 2018. And on the count of 3, don't throw it too early or too high. 1, 2, 3. Woo! So you'll have an opportunity to come back and we'll claim your caps back. We've all have put our names in them, so. If I could also draw your attention to the back of our booklets. We have so many volunteers that help out with the graduation festivities, and they work hours behind the scene to make everything run so smoothly. So on the back of the program, we have listed some of our grad chairs and co-chairs. Under these chairs and co-chairs are huge committees of parents working for a progressive dinner to put together the Shabbat Kiddush, the convocation Kiddush that we're about to have, the dinner dance. And I wanted to thank our chairs and co-chairs. For the dinner dance, Daphna and Susan, for working to bring the committees together in preparation of tomorrow night's events. I wanted to thank Natalie Newman for coordinating the progressive dinner. And I wanted to thank Nola and Haskell for coordinating all of the pieces for convocation and Shabbat. On a little bit of a sad note, I also want to say thank you to Nola Lazar. Just a little bit of extra thank you. Where are you sitting? Okay. For years, when our students have gone on retreat, the parents have gotten together to do a lot of baking, and they've made a lot of goodies for our kids over the years. And I wanted to thank Nola. We're graduating her last child, which means we need the recipes and we need to now empower the next generation of coordinators for the baking. But thank you, Nola, for your years of dedication for the baking. All right, almost done.
Thank you so much, Mrs. White, for your day-to-day work with these amazing students as their principal. We are coming to sort of the last few moments, and I would like to make sure I acknowledge a few individuals in addition to those who were mentioned by Tracy. In the back, we have our future parents of the class of 2019 who will be helping at our reception. And also, I'd like to acknowledge our graduating class of 2019 that are here. So you have a whole year to plan until next year. Yes, you guys are excited for them. I want to thank all of the teachers, once again, those who were on their journey this year, 14 years ago, those who may not be with us today. We know from what we heard today the mark that you have made on their lives today and into the future. I want to thank my colleagues on the leadership team. I want to thank the teachers who took the time to write those bios with your help. Thank you to Kevin Hamill, Lindsay Leipzig, Avi Posen, Ron Vanderhoof, Judy Doktorov, and Louise Edwards. Thank you to our support staff, to Ange, who is here helping out every year and making this go smoothly, Janice Brigden, Lisa Borditsky, Ira Verklin. Thank you to them, so we can clapping. And again, want to recognize all those names at the back of the book, and my apologies sincerely if I have left anyone out. Where is Ilan Jakobowitz? Ilan's going to wave. Ilan was a quick volunteer who has experience as a student council treasurer who volunteered to collect the funds so we can open a line in our Grey Academy of Jewish Education Endowment Fund at the Jewish Foundation of Manitoba. It only costs $100 to open a line. So collectively, these students, by the end of the day tomorrow, Ilan had his little sandwich baggie of money to allow them to begin to leave a legacy for future generations. Having been a guest at a recent alumni reunion of the class of 93, my own reunion of the class of 91, the upcoming class of 94, the 30th of class of 87, we have found that over the past number of years that our alumni are stepping forward to leave a legacy to ensure that this special gift that your parents gave you will be there for years to come. So if any of you are interested, Ilan, just wave again, because I said maybe some of you may help out and put money in his sandwich baggie tonight, or in future at the Jewish Foundation. We certainly would be grateful to have you leave a legacy. You have now officially become alumni, and I would like to ask all of our alumni who are out there to please stand, because I would like you to see who you are joining. So if you are an alum of Joseph Linsky Collegiate, Grey Academy, please stand. And as everyone can look around the room, this is amazing, so thank you. Okay, you can have a seat. It is truly a gift to know that we have teachers, staff members, community leaders as alumni of Grey Academy. I want to finish with one last piece for you. I was sitting at a committee meeting where we were starting to study what is the profile of a Grey Academy graduate. Not what do we want it to be, but what is it? What virtues, what characteristics, what competencies could we actually find evidence for? And how do we put that down in writing? So while the list is long, and I won't share it all, I think after hearing these amazing bios, you will probably agree that these are special virtues, values, and competencies that not only this class has, but our future students and our alum. This includes being collaborative, passionate, problem solvers, strong communicators. You have a strong Jewish identity and personal identity. You have a sense of self. You're risk takers. You have a strong connection to Israel, a deep connection to your community, a sense of being part of our global community, a sense of character, empathy, morals, ethics. You are connected to each other. You value human rights. You have a commitment to social justice, and you want to give back. And I could go on. But these are amazing special virtues, and truly to come to work every day to know that we are shaping the future with the help of our parents and staff is truly a great honor. So I wish each of you Mazal Tov. In a moment, when we have our recessional, our students will pause for about 5 or 6 minutes in the lobby where you can have a receiving line, wish them Mazel Tov, meet some of them for the very first time perhaps. And I invite you all also to join us in the reception afterwards. I want to thank Hamora David Vemus for accompanying us on the piano. No one needs to take the packages. I promise you, we will leave it here, so take if you want. but one last time, a big, huge mazel tov to the graduating class of 2018. I hope you're looking out at the audience, guys. That is for you. And here we go. Don't worry about your stuff. Please enjoy the reception, and thank you so much for joining us this evening.